When I inherited this 1981 Corvette, I knew it needed work, but I had no idea what was hiding underneath the hood and underneath the windshield. What looked to be like a simple cleanup has turned into something so much bigger. Today, I'm pulling out the windshield and seeing just how bad the rust and corrosion really is. And if it's as bad as I'm expecting, this project is about to get a little bit more expensive. But no matter what I find, I'm fixing it the right way, so let's tear into this.
It goes quick, man, once you start doing it.
Oil-based paint will be okay to paint that window frame, won't mess with the glue or anything?
You could do that before we do it, because what we do is when we come back with the primer and we prime it, our primer, our urethane sticks to the primer and glass. So whatever you put on there, it doesn't matter, our primer sticks to everything.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to make sure I didn't use the wrong paint or whatever.
You're fine. But you're about to see what's underneath it. Like popping open the clamshell.
Yeah.
A pearl or not.
I don't know if I'm scared or excited.
I know. Let me know when you're ready, Jay. You're gonna have to lift this up and I'm gonna have to cut it underneath it. Yeah, they used to lean back and do what I'm doing here and kick them out. That's the story.
I almost went at it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the professionals do it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
If I had one of those knives, I probably would have attempted it, but
yeah, absolutely.
I was just like, for the 150 bucks.
Yeah, we're reasonable. Man.
Yeah, it's not even worth me trying to mess with it.
Okay? These are just gonna fall down again.
Yeah, that's fine.
You should just slide it out. Just.
That's fine. I'm not in a rush.
Okay. Now.
Hey, what do we got there? Some relics. Look at this. Parking ticket.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is older than dirt.
Is it?
It looks.
Take these with us?
Sure. Found some relics in there. Nice. Well, not too bad. I think it was definitely leaking.
And you might want to get new ones of all these.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but you might not either. You know, if they're there and they're solid.
I think they're solid. I think they're just super dirty. I'm gonna clean them up and see how that works, and you know, go from there. After the, oh yeah, that was leaking for sure.
Yeah, that's not bad though.
No, it's still solid. Some cleanup work and some paint. That'll look mint. Tell you what, I'm glad I'm doing this because that definitely was leaking. 100%.
100%.
This thing, dude, the interior was smoked on it because every seal was bad. Apparently the windshield was bad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's all about the weapons you got.
I guess so.
Yeah, this is good thing. This ain't good. We only got one more job, so I don't mind spending a little time on this.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So butyl doesn't dry, it just stays tacky,
It's
right?
sticky goo, man.
Yeah.
It will stay sticky forever. It's actually my secret weapon. I use it to anything that's falling apart in a vehicle. If you use it correctly, it'll hold anything together.
Huh.
I mean, keep the windshield in the car.
Yeah, for sure.
You think of it that way. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, not too bad. Little wire wheeling will take care of that, no problem.
You'll be happy you did this for sure.
Oh yeah. Just one thing is 45-year-old glass. It's probably, you know, the plastic inside's discolored and.
With new windshield, I tell you, I do.
Oh man, it's so nice.
I work with
oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That wasn't even a point. But I do this for a lot of guys, and I'll tell you, they put that new windshield in, and they want to keep the old one, and then we come with the new one, and I always bring it in. I show it to them. They're like, you gotta put the new one in. It's just night and day.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's a pearl compared to a rock.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, beautiful. It's still okay. There's no any holes, rust, but nothing that your grinder won't take off.
Yeah. Some strong stuff.
That's the other thing. See, primer is the black. I don't even know. I mean, it had to be primed, but our primer, it's got nickel in it.
Yeah.
Ever since the Ukraine wars, where they get all the nickel, the primer's gone up so much. So, no, I'm impressed. This is good.
Well, now that I got the window out, which I'm super happy that I did because this was definitely leaking. A lot of this urethane glue came off, like it just fell off. So like here you can see the rust all the way through. Really good idea that I actually went this far and did this step because this really needed this. This is gonna be a total game changer having a new piece of glass in here. This old one was all scratched up and nasty. So this is everything here. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wire wheel and sand all of this metal window frame, even up near the T-tops and everything because all the paint's peeling off. So I'm gonna sand and wire wheel all of this. And then I'm gonna paint everything with that Rust-Oleum oil base, the same stuff as I used on the interior. The guys said that that should be a good paint to use, so I'm gonna roll with it. So now, let's get to wire wheeling. I got a couple different size wire wheels. I figured this one would work good to get in the crevices. So I'm gonna start with this one and just see what I can all get and can't get. Whatever paint or whatever process they used to do this was insufficient at best. I don't think there's any primer, it was just paint right to bare metal. This isn't gonna take long at all and then we'll be right on to painting. Honestly, this is gonna take probably 10 minutes. That literally just peeled all the paint right off of that. Like it wasn't even stuck on there at all. It was just sitting on top of the surface. You can't tell me that that was not leaking. There is no rust holes though, so I think we caught it just in time. I think I got it now down to the paint and whatever else won't come off. I'd say that's pretty good. Now I just gotta get the bottom side here. Now I'm just gonna hit it with some wax and grease remover. Try to clean it up just as best as I can. If you're gonna do it, might as well do it right. That needs to be tightened up. Or a new screw put in it. You know, this car needed all of this so badly. This is this is how cars end up in a junkyard. They just get forgotten about and they sit, and then all of this stuff that I'm taking care of now just builds up time over time, and then it just gets to the point where it's not savable anymore. And luckily we caught this one right at the point. Another couple years and this window frame would have been no good. So needless to say, I'm extremely happy with the decision to pull this window and not just clean it up, because this interior would have got ruined again. All right, now let's get some paint on this rig. Cover my dash back up best as I can here. And then up here, I'm just gonna try to be really careful with the paint. Got my little cup of paint and a 1-inch brush. So now I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna start up here and then just work my way down and around. One thing I didn't realize when I got this Corvette is just how important the windshield frame actually is. On a C3, the windshield doesn't just sit in a rubber seal like a lot of older cars. It's bonded directly onto the metal window frame with urethane adhesive. So everything underneath has to be solid, clean, and rust-free before the new glass can go back in. Back in 1981, Chevrolet painted these windshield frames at the factory before the glass was installed. Over the years though, the moisture can work its way under the trim and sit against the steel frame. Because the trim hides everything, the rust often goes unnoticed until the windshield comes out. As soon as I pulled the trim off the glass, it was obvious this one had seen a few decades of trapped moisture. Surface rust had started creeping across the frame, but thankfully it hadn't turned into anything that couldn't be saved. The first step was getting rid of every bit of loose rust and old adhesive, which you saw in the previous clips. I spent time wire wheeling, sanding, and cleaning the entire frame because there's no point of putting fresh glass over rust that's just going to keep spreading. And for the paint, I'm using a Rust-Oleum brush-on enamel. It might not be a concourse restoration, but for a driver that's going to be enjoyed, it's a durable coating that's easy to apply, flows out nicely with a quality brush, is very cost effective, and provides good protection when the surface has been properly prepped and cleaned. Since the windshield trim covers most of the frame, the goal isn't a perfect show car finish, it's just sealing the metal so moisture can't start the rust process all over again. Once the paint is fully cured, the new windshield can be bonded back in with automotive urethane, just like it was from the factory. The adhesive is what gives the windshield its strength, and it keeps it securely attached to the car, so taking the time to prep the frame now properly should keep this Corvette windshield and windshield frame looking good for years to come. Well, children, I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. We'll slap another coat on it, and then that will be job done, ready for a new window. And I am extremely happy with the outcome of this decision. So if you're second guessing something like this, just do it. With a brand new windshield, the removal and install, it's gonna be about 500 bucks, but totally worth it because this was all leaking and this would have gotten rust holes in it for sure, 100%. Within a couple years, this would have been completely trash. We would have been cutting the window frame off and welding on a new one. I don't want to deal with that, so this $500, completely worth it. All right, friends, I am going to pull the remaining lenses out of this car and the plate so I can commence the sanding activities. I was gonna black these out, but it's like 40 bucks for tinted taillights, so I think I'm just gonna do that. Save me a little bit of time, and then I won't have to ruin these nice stock ones. So if I ever want to change back, I can. What kind of contraptionism do we got going on here? Tuck those bulbs back in the hole. I wonder when the last time these taillights were taken out was. They look pretty dusty. Pretty dusty indeed. I just got a surprise for this car and I am super stoked about it. I think you guys are gonna like it. It is gonna completely transform the look of this car, even more than it already has been. I went to the Iola car show the other day and I saw something pretty sweet and I just had to have it. So I just got off the phone ordering it. Should be here in 7 to 10 business days. I think I'm gonna wait for the final assembly of the car to show you guys what they are. Kind of like the piece de la resistance. All right, so I think what I should do now is completely wipe down this whole car with surface prep because it is just super dirty. I'm gonna blow it off, wipe the whole car down. I've already started sanding a little just to test out my equipment. I didn't do much. I need to do the whole entire thing now. I did sand the hood with 120. This is all sanded, so I just gotta go over this with 180 and 220. This will be completely done. The underneath, I just rattle can black. I'm probably gonna do the doors next, so then all of the parts that are off the car are all wrapped up. And then we'll move on to old Larry here. I did do over here, I pretty much got this rear quarter sanded with 120 and the door jamb to about right there. I need to go up and up here. Just trying some stuff out. Okay, so I am gonna do the doors next. I'm gonna do the inside and then I'm gonna flip it and sand the outside. So I got this mini DA sander on Amazon. I think it was 40 bucks. Got some 120 automotive pads. I'm gonna go through and just sand whatever I can get as good as I can get it. And then we're gonna flip it. I just wiped down this whole inside of this with panel prep. So let's give her the biscuits. Okay, I'm gonna call this good enough. I think that should work pretty dang good. I mean, it's better than not painting the jams, right? So I think we're good on the underside. There's a little spot in the door on the back of the door right here that touches the body just a tiny bit, and I can see the rub marks on it, so I'm gonna just kind of feather that in just a little bit when I'm sanding. Hopefully it will give me just a little gap so the paint doesn't rub. It was rubbing before. It's the way it came from the factory. The door gaps on this car are not even, to say the least. So I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna just try to massage it just a little bit and hopefully that will be good enough. The paint on this door is pretty haggard, to be honest with you. It's really, really beat up. There's some deep chips. There's a lot of deep chips, actually. Look, even my sand has got side pipes. Sounds sick. Yes, sir. There's lots of chips in the paint and you have to go down through that chip pretty far or it's gonna show through the new paint, which I really don't want. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to break through all of the paint to get that smooth. in our airline, so it's making it much easier. I'm just trying to feather out these chips. They're really deep. Like this, I had to go all the way into the fiberglass to get those out. I don't really know what standard practice is. I've looked up a lot of stuff about painting, but everybody does it a little different. So I'm just going for it. And you know, I think it's all gonna be the same. I think it's all gonna work just the same. I think any paint will look better than the paint that was on this car. All right, I think that's door sanded. I just got done sanding this door in 120 and you can see there's a little bit of damage here. So I'm gonna grind this out and hit it with some filler. So I just got a little die grinder here and I'm just gonna very carefully grind this out. All right, so I went a little bit further than I wanted to because it's actually cracked all the way through the back. So that was broken all the way through. I glued it, pushed the glue into the cracks. That's nice and solid now, so I won't have to worry about if I bump into that with something, it's not gonna break all the filler off and ruin my paint job. So I got this Vette panel adhesive and filler. It is specifically for this type of bodywork. So I got my Vette panel adhesive and filler. Just gonna get it mixed up with a credit card. So you don't have long to work with this. If you want a longer work time, you add less hardener. I'm just gonna leave it a little bit high because I'm gonna block this down. One thing you'll see me using a lot on this Corvette is Vette panel adhesive instead of regular body fill in certain areas. That's because this car isn't made of steel, it's actually sheet molded compound or SMC. The body panels expand and flex differently than metal, especially with changes in temperature and normal driving conditions. Vette panel adhesive is designed specifically for Corvette fiberglass repairs. It bonds to the fiberglass, stays slightly flexible after it cures, and helps prevent cracks from coming back through the paint. If you use the wrong material to rebuild seams, bond panels, or do bodywork, it may look perfect today, but after a few heat cycles, bumps and bruises on the road, those repairs can start to crack and print through the fresh paint. That's why I'm spending the extra money and taking the extra time to use the right products now, because nobody wants to do the same repairs twice, especially after the car's been painted. I'd rather spend a little bit more time and money now knowing these repairs have the best chance of lasting for years instead of months. It was really close to getting it perfect. Just wasn't quite enough. I'm just trying to match the roll with the rest of the door. So I'm gonna get one more coat on that. I'm just gonna check my repair spots that I did. And you can spray this on there and look down it, and it makes it look shiny like paint. So I just need to hit that a little bit more. I think I'll roll with that, and I'll just sand that down nice and flat. Well, I just finished sanding that. You can see in the reflection, it looks perfect. You can't see any wave in that reflection. That came out perfectly. That panel is looking real good. And I don't know how this happened. I think there may have been some front end impact here at some point, but I'm just gonna grind it out and then I'll fill it and we'll clean it up. So I got that nice and ground out so I can get a nice thick layer in there, so that should work pretty good. I got my panel prep wiped, so let's just clean this all up. So this hopefully will work, because that's like literally that was broken all the way through. Just try to get in there as nice as I can. And then I'm gonna take some tape, go on the inside to make a wall, and I'm gonna poke some cardboard in there. So hopefully that will make me a little wall to put my filler up against, and then I can sand it and clean it up after. All right, I got automotive specific tape here, because regular blue tape won't work that well. It'll stick to your paint and all that. Okay, I think that will be good, and I can just card it in there and it will go up against the tape. I'm gonna push it in there with my finger probably and then smooth it out. I'll probably go out and around about this much, all the way out to here, and then I'll block this all flat. Hopefully it will come out okay so you don't see it through the paint. All right, well, second coat is on and dry, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and block it down and get it nice and flat, and this repair should be all done. It's checked out with some spray. Reflection looks good. I think I'm gonna call that okay. All right, well, I'm just gonna give the whole car a nice wipe down with wax and grease remover, because whatever is on the paint, when you start to sand, it's gonna grind it into the paint. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe the whole car down. And then we know we're starting out with as clean of a surface as we possibly can. So it should help our final product. All right, so I'm just gonna knock this down flat, and then I got some flexible filler that I'm gonna paste in there, and I'll probably, it's a little out of alignment, so I'll probably layer it up and feather it in here. All right, so I got some flexible hardener here. Some flexible body filler. This is specifically for bumpers like this. I may have put too much hardener in it, because that's already cured. But you know what, it's fine, because I'm gonna just throw another layer on it. All right, now I'm gonna let this cure up, and I'm gonna sand it down, and hopefully we can get something semi-close to what it should be. I just got done sanding that out, one coat. You can't even tell that was ever broken. That looks so good. I am so happy with that repair. That is buttery smooth. Well, for first time really trying to do some quality body work, I'd say I'm succeeding. That looks so good. Blended that out, like literally perfect. Before I can even think about spraying paint, I've got to get these door jambs ready. And this might be one of the most time-consuming areas to sand on the entire car. From the outside, it doesn't look too bad, but once you get in there, there are tiny corners, sharp edges, little pockets, and awkward curves everywhere. Every one of those spots has to be sanded so the new paint has something to bite into. You can't just hit the easy flat surfaces and call it good, because those hard to reach areas are usually the first places where the paint starts to peel if they are not prepped properly. Honestly, this thing has more nooks and crannies than a Thomas English muffin. I swear, every time I think I've sanded the last corner, I find 3 more hiding behind it. It's not the most exciting part of a restoration, but it's one of those jobs that makes the difference when everything comes back together. Nobody will ever know the hours spent sanding these areas, but they'll definitely notice when something is done wrong and the paint starts to flake off on a brand new paint job. So I'm taking the extra time now to get every inch of these door jambs ready before this Corvette gets the fresh look it deserves. Holy! Alright, I just got to hit the front of the jambs and then the front lower half. I think I'm going to do the back of the car to the front of the doors, and then I'm going to do the front of the car. All right, now that I got all the jambs done and most of the hard parts of the car to get to, I am going to start blocking everything out. As you can see, I already started here just to get a feel of it. Basically, I put some tape on the body line so I can get a nice sharp line there so I don't blow this line out. And I'm gonna take, for the curved parts like here, to get a nice smooth bend in here, I'm gonna use a somewhat curvatured block, and I'm just gonna go right out to the body line and out to the body line and out. So anywhere I've blown through the paint, I'm feathering it out. Like here, I took my long block and I blocked the whole to right here, this whole piece, I blocked it out so you can see these seams from the factory, so I had to smooth that out. So I blocked out this whole thing, feathering it, and then when I take my panel spray, I'll show you guys once I'm done blocking this rear quarter, you can wipe this all down and then wet it with the final wipe, and you look back and you can see the reflection and you can tell that it's completely smooth. So I'm hoping that when I put primer on this, I'll be able to just shoot like 3 or 4 coats of primer on it, do a light block just to get any final low spots, smooth it out, and then we'll shoot color on it. And I'm hoping to get away with basically 0 filler on this whole car. I really, really hope so. It kind of helps all being fiberglass because you can kind of get down into that a little bit instead of, like, you know, with a metal car, you can only go as deep as the metal, but the fiberglass you can actually get into a little bit. And these cars are not perfectly flat to begin with, so I'm not expecting it to be 1000% perfect, but I think we can get it about 69% perfect. I'm gonna get to blocking. I got most of the hard stuff done. I'm gonna get this rear quarter done, and then I'm gonna move around. I'm gonna finish the rear bumper. I got the lower portion done. I'm gonna do the back, the taillight buckets, the spoiler, deck lid, move on to the other rear quarter, and then from there I'll go up and around, which should be super quick. I got to do inside the window lip here, that's going to take a minute, and then the whole back half of the car from the front of the door jambs back will be done in 120. Then we got to go 180, 220. But we've already broken through, so we're just removing sanding scratches after that, so that shouldn't be too bad. This is the point in the build where the Corvette finally starts to change. After spending so much time finding the problems, fixing the rust, repairing fiberglass, now it's time to strip everything back and see what I'm really working with. Sanding a car this old is always a little nerve-wracking because you never really know what you're gonna uncover. Every layer of paint has a story, and every time the sandpaper goes across the surface, there's a chance you're gonna find another repair, another imperfection, or another problem hiding underneath. And with a C3 Corvette, you have to remember, this entire body is fiberglass. And these cars were not perfect from the factory. And after 40 plus years, every little wave, every crack, and every repair starts to show itself. The goal isn't just to make it smooth from a few feet away, the goal is to make it right before the paint goes on. This is probably one of the least exciting parts of this build to watch, but it's also one of the most important, because once the paint hits the car, there is no hiding anything anymore. So now it's time to put in the hours, cover everything in dust, and slowly bring this Corvette back to the shape it should have been all along. Alright, I'm gonna call this okay, I guess. I've never done this before, so I have no idea. All I know is I'm turning into a Smurf. Well, I now know why paint jobs are so expensive. This is a lot of work. I'm sure that you could do this much faster and easier, but I'm really trying to get the best quality product as I can here. So there's a lot of detail work here. A lot of detail work, because I'm doing the jams, I'm doing literally everything. Definitely not easy. I will give the body guys credit to do this every day. This is quite the task, but I'm making progress. I got almost the back half of the car sanded in 120. So then from there, we're making a little progress. So I will be pretty excited when I'm done with this and I get to see the finished product and go take this thing for a wicked mean hot lap. All right, back of the car is done. Great success, it's very nice. Now only 25 more hours of sanding. Ha! After what feels like endless hours of sanding, this Corvette is finally starting to look like a completely different car. But the truth is, this is only the beginning. Getting the body ready for paint takes a ridiculous amount of time, and every little imperfection has to be fixed before I can move forward. By the time this is done, I'll have well over 100 hours into sanding and bodywork on this car. But hopefully in the next video, all of that work finally pays off and I can finally lay down the first coats of sealer and primer and see this Corvette start to really come back to life. If you're enjoying watching this C3 transformation, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode. It really helps the channel grow, and I appreciate every single person following along with this build. Leave a comment and let me know what you guys think of the progress so far, and if you're excited to see this Corvette finally start to get some color back on it. I'll see you guys in the next one.